Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make Old Fashioned Apple Cobbler. There is nothing quite like a bite of warm apple cobbler fresh from the oven, and my recipe is to die for. You are going to love that sweet biscuit crust on top. It is absolute perfection. To start, you'll need some Granny Smith apples. First, you'll need to peel your apples. Granny Smith are perfect for baking, and they're a little bit tart, which will give our apple cobbler a lot of flavor. You can also use Golden Delicious for this recipe as well. Those work pretty good too. Once they're peeled, you'll want to slice them. So first, cut them in half again, and then I just slice off the core, and we'll discard that. And then for apple cobbler, I like to slice my apple into thin slices like so. Slide all of your apple slices into a large mixing bowl. It'll take between 4 and 5 pounds of apples in order to fill a 9x13 pan. Then we'll add in half a cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to help thicken things up, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and then just a splash, about half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You want to stir this all together. You want all of the apples to get coated with that brown sugar and cinnamon. Make sure the cornstarch gets dispersed throughout and everything is evenly mixed. Then scoop all of your apple filling into the bottom of a lightly greased 9x13 pan and spread it out into an even layer. Set those apples aside, and we're going to move on to making our sweet biscuit crust. Add 2 cups of all-purpose flour to the bowl of a food processor, along with 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, a tablespoon, and that's right, a whole tablespoon of baking powder, and then a teaspoon of salt. We'll pop the lid on and pulse this just to combine. Next, we're gonna add in half a cup of cold butter, and you'll see I've cut mine into little cubes. This makes it easier for the butter to mix in. So we'll add this into the flour mixture and kind of sprinkle the butter cubes around. Pop the lid on, and we're gonna pulse this until the mixture resembles sand or cornmeal and all of that butter is cut in. You can also do this by hand with a pastry cutter, but a food processor makes it a lot easier. You can see that the mixture looks almost just like a clumpy flour. So it looks like sand or cornmeal. Then I'm gonna take out this little center part, and while pulsing or mixing, you wanna pour in 1 cup of half and half. You should end up with a very sticky dough. Then you just wanna take spoonfuls and then drop into little clumps of dough right on top of the apples. You don't have to worry too much about looks because it should look a little bit rustic and all over the place. And then once it's all covered, you're gonna bake this in a 350-degree oven for 1 hour. After an hour, your apples will be tender and your crust on top will be lightly brown. I like to serve this up hot with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, maybe a dusting of cinnamon or some caramel syrup. Any way you serve this, you are going to love it. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and check out the rest of my videos where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. See you later.